So now that you've learned how to create your documents, there are several other things that you can do before you begin to use the software to create whatever you want to create. Now, when you look at this tab here, or let me even start by showing you how this place is going to be looking like the first time you launch this. Once you launch this, you're going to be seeing something that looks like this. Yeah, you're going to be seeing something that basically look like this. So you want to set up your workspace, all right, to look pretty much good, so that you can be able to do your work easily and get like a very good result. You want here to be looking like more like a creative environment. Yeah, so now I'm going to go to the workspace and I'm going to select the kind of workspace I want. Usually I do tell people to leave this in a classic essential because it kind of gives you more room to a whole lot of things. So you could see once we switched from essential, this essential, to essential classic, we saw different kind of interface on this software. You can shift to automation and you see a different interface as well. You can click on painting, you will see a different interface as well. I'm going to just leave this thing in essential classic. You can feel free to look around all these interfaces and you will get to see something. So I'm going to leave this in classic essential so you can see what I have here already. Right, so if I like the way this thing is and I want to save this particular workspace so that I can be using it any time and any point I want, maybe for example, let me assume that I want to add some more feature, that I want this thing to go up there, and I want to have like my strokes somewhere here. I'm gonna just go to Windows and I'm gonna add some other thing that I want to see here, like the stroke. I can click on that. The stroke is here. Perhaps I want to drag my stroke to be somewhere here. I can do that. Yeah. So maybe if I'm happy with the way this thing is looking, I can decide to save my workspace. Of course, when you begin to work in the near future, you begin to see some tools that you may want to have handy within your work environment that you don't want to always go to Windows to look for them. You can click on, once you have this thing, you can save this new workspace now. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to name it guests. Right, once I'm okay with it, I click OK. Now this particular interface is safe for me. Let me assume something happens and I mistakenly deleted this, and I want to get back to my original workspace which I've saved. I can always go back to this workspace and click on and reset guest. Once I click on reset guest, you can see it launches me back to my originally saved workspace. Right, so the next thing I also want to bring to your notice is that you can still modify your artboard even right now that you've created a document. Last time we were able to create a document, but right now we want to be able to modify and change our document to look, maybe there is an update or an upgrade that we want to do. Maybe we want to change the paper size or something. We can still be able to do that here. We don't need to go back and create a new document altogether. Now when you look at your toolbar, you're going to see what they call like the artboard tool. Once I click on the artboard tool, I get to see the orientation again. You can see that I can change. Maybe I want to switch from this portrait to landscape. I can do that here. And if I want to select a different paper size, I can click on this. You can see it reads custom because the size of this paper is not part of the default sizes here in Adobe Illustrator. Once I click on this, I'm going to see many file size that are here. If I change to leather, you will see it change back to leather. I can do Ctrl Z to undo that. I can decide to custom a different size of artboard. I can click, you can see here I have my width and I have my height. The W stands for width, H stands for height. Alright, I can modify my value. I can decide to have this thing to be, say, 640. I can have this thing to be 640, and because I can decide to have here to be also 640. Let's say I'm working on a WhatsApp DP and I click enter. Here you can see I've been able to modify this. Once I'm okay with this, I can just click on this selection tool here and I'm back to this. Okay, so one more thing I also want to bring to your notice is that you could see the way my environment is looking. Maybe you're not the type that like working on a black background. You can always go to edit, scroll down to preferences. On preferences, you can click on general. Just go to user interface. On the user interface, you can decide to change from this medium black to maybe white. You can see how the interface is looking right now. Depending on your preference, you can decide to go to medium light and you have it like this. This is what I was using initially. You can even decide to go all the way dark, then you have the interface like this. So this thing helps your contrast when you are working, so you can always feel free to modify your user interface to suit what you want to do. I might even decide to keep mine as dark like this, so I'm going to click OK, and you can see that stays for me. I hope you have been able to learn something today. Alright, see you in the next video.